Welcome to the Business Spotlight. My name is Jada Walker. I am your host for today's conversation, and my guest today is Yasmin Santos. She is the founder of Alternative. We'll be talking about her. Wow, I'm gonna restart. I'm like my brain today. It was worse yesterday. You should have seen me. I was like, oh my god, I was all over the place. Okay. Welcome to the Business Spotlight. My name is Jada Walker. I am your host for today's conversation, and my guest today is Yasmin Santos. She is the founder of Alternative. We'll be talking about her business, journey to business ownership, challenges, best practices, and share a peek of what it's really like to build and operate a business. So, Yasmin, thank you. Welcome to the show. I would love for you to share a little bit of your background, of who you are, and tell us a little bit about your business as well.
Hi, thank you. It's nice to be here. Um, as you mentioned, I'm the founder of Alternative. We are an herbal alcohol alternative company. So we've got herbal tinctures that are meant to be used as elevated alcohol alternatives. I grew up in South Florida. It was a, I like to say it was a sunny place for shady people, but I'm just kidding. It was a really great place to grow up. A lot of diversity and things to do. I think it's funny because I was a bit of a partier in high school. I mean, I would throw these like
Mm-hmm.
elaborate parties and um I think the time enough time has passed that I won't get in trouble for this, but like we
Right, I was
used to
about to say,
drink,
do your parents know about these books?
you know, unsure.
Hopefully they don't watch this.
I mean, they knew about the parties. I don't think they knew what was happening at the parties. A lot of alcohol was involved. And I
Of
went
course.
on, even in college, I did the same thing. I was the social chair for my sorority. And so it was literally
Nice.
my job to plan how we would be getting intoxicated. And now I end up running a company that's all about either mindful drinking or a zero to no alcohol lifestyle.
But I like love that. It's like such a like 360. It's like it's amazing. So yeah, keep going. I love that.
All part of the journey. Um, so yeah, we started out life as a cater bar in Austin and then expanded to San Francisco. So my original intention was to set up a brick and mortar space, like a proper bar and lounge that didn't serve alcohol. Obviously, that's
Okay.
really time and capital intensive. So with my background in events, I thought, what if I did a cater bar? And set up just a one-stop shop to have a non-alcoholic bar at private events. And I
Yeah.
managed to figure out how to do that. A, a system like that didn't exist. Like even your traditional alcohol bar, if you have to set it up in pieces. So renting a
Mm-hmm.
bar, finding a bartender, planning a menu, sourcing all of the ingredients. And
Right.
so I kind of made up a new model where it's one-stop shop. And so it was like 2 degrees of difference. Like, first of all, it's a model that doesn't exist in the events world. And second of all, there was no alcohol involved. And there's a lot of speculation. Like, I mean, I got the kinds of comments that I received. Like even like nobody understood what I was doing, right? It was a new concept, like drinking plants.
Right. 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 They're like, what, ma'am? Like, it's funny because I just learned a couple years ago that people make dandelion tea. I never thought to drink dandelions or even put it on like someone put it on a sandwich one time, like a grilled sandwich. I was like, what? You're eating dandelions? Like I used to just pick those and just throw them and you know,
I
but people are
actually
drinking it.
find
I had
I
no
had this
idea.
conversation a little while ago with my friend. He has like a very manicured lawn. He's like,
Mhm.
dandelions are enemy number one. And I'm like, dandelions are actually incredibly healing. They're
Yeah.
antioxidant, antiviral, anti everything. They're so good for us. And and I think there's a reason that they're so pervasive on our planet. It's Earth telling us you need this.
Yes. Because they
And
just
we're
pop
like,
up everywhere.
no, poison you. It's like, no, but I'm
We're
here
like,
to
get rid of that, mow over it.
So, and I think that's part of my purpose with the business is like helping people understand that, plants, herbalism, it's not alternative medicine. It's the
Right.
original.
Yes, because I'm like, literally all the stuff on the earth, it used to be free, like you could just get it, blah blah blah. Now, like they try to contain it and put it in the store, and it costs more than just to go outside and go pick it yourself. Doesn't make any sense. Like, why are we even still going to the store?
I mean, there's a lot of people
You're like,
moving
I don't
away.
know.
I know.
I need to. I'm like, I need to be one of those people that like has land and like buys the chickens, buys the cows, like everything that I just need, and then I don't have to go to the store anymore. You know? I'm like, we live
There's
here in Texas. Why not?
there's a whole movement toward that. And I mean, you don't even need the homestead. You start with planters, start with home plants. Like,
See, I feel like I'm not a good plant person. I don't know how to keep them alive.
mhm.
That's my issue. So I'm like, I need to come find you so you can teach me.
It's a learning process. Each one of them too is so has its own individual needs. Like, I mean, come on, I'm not like a plant expert. There have been some that have, passed on to their next life under my stewardship.
And you're like, oh man.
Yeah, one of them was actually I and it obviously it makes sense, but I ordered one of the plants we use that typically grows in the desert of South Africa and like tried
Oh
to make it a
wow.
house plant and she was not having
Oh,
it.
and she's like, I'm supposed to be in Africa, girl, in the desert,
In the desert, not
in the
not in your
dryness.
duplex in South Lamar.
So funny. Oh my gosh. So let's kind of actually set the stage for our viewers and listeners. Generally speaking, what does your current ownership structure look like? Like, are you the sole founder, or do you have like some type of investors or anything?
I'm a solo founder. I would love a co-founder, somebody who's aligned with the vision and willing
Yeah.
to put in the work but
Have you
yeah,
ever met anyone where you like thought they had potential to be your co-founder, but then like obviously it hasn't worked out because you haven't found someone? But yeah, have you ever felt like someone had potential to be that person?
definitely. I made a new friend a few years ago in Austin, and I had the bar set up in my living room, and she went right to and said, "Oh, are you doing drinks with tinctures? I need to show my mom this. I had this exact idea." And she's actually studying traditional Chinese medicine, so she's going to be a
Oh
doctor of
wow,
acupuncture. So she's got
that's
her path
nice.
kind of carved
Yeah, she's
out,
like, I
but
got my path, but this is very interesting.
yeah.
But sometimes you never know. In the future, she might be like, you know what? I should actually go back and dip into that with her. I would, yeah, I'd be like, girl, wait.
Maybe. And I'm actually raising a friends and family round now. I
Nice.
this isn't my first rodeo. I've marketing and PR branding, that's my background. So I've worked in many a startups. This is just the first time that I'm doing it for myself. And so I really do think that this is likely the only stage where friends and family type money would be very helpful because I
Yeah.
think the way that I've positioned this, and I've seen this before, is what I call a bamboo strategy. So,
Mm-hmm.
for those that don't know, bamboo, certain species of bamboo, they take years to root. So,
Yeah.
years to, sink their roots deep into the ground and only have about like either don't sprout or have like a 1 inch sprout above the ground. And then at
Mm-hmm.
a certain point, they grow meters a day.
A day.
A
Look, I
day.
didn't know that. That's why bamboo is so tall. Because I'm like, that's wild. Like a day. I
Hmm.
was go outside and be like, oh, now it's like at like 7 feet. Like
It's
what?
really cool to watch, like to be around a bamboo. It's almost like, I don't know, what's the quickest growing stage of a child? Maybe like from
Oh goodness. Look, I have a 2-year-old, so I'm like,
about
I feel like
then,
this.
right?
I feel like this stage, like she's growing so fast. Like I literally told my coworkers yesterday. You know how on your iPhone, whenever you can press the side button and it'll like dial 911 or whatever.
Yeah.
She did that. She wakes up in the middle of the night for some reason right now, and she did it the other night 11 times. 11 times until I woke up. I finally woke up because I don't know. I guess I just sensed that she was in there, and then yeah, I realized that they were calling back, and I was like, wait, I didn't know what number it was, so I just pressed end. I didn't understand what was going on, and then I went to the bathroom, and I was like, oh, you called the police 9 or 11 times.
Oh my
Like
God.
I'm surprised they didn't come thinking that someone was being murdered because 11 times.
I
But
wonder how many times that happens.
I feel like they're
Probably.
not, I feel like they're gonna realize, like, remember my number and like just block it and not even come when I actually have an emergency. Like,
This is the girl who cried wolf.
literally, I'm like, it was my child though. It wasn't me.
I mean, I definitely remember. I was older though, but I definitely dialed those three numbers just to see what happened.
Me and my brother did one time, and then it was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but it was funny because they called back, but we were already like back outside playing. And then my mom had answered the phone, and so then she came outside and she was like, "What are you guys doing? Like, did you guys call the police?" And blah, blah, blah. We were like, "No, no," but obviously we did. Oh my gosh, kids. But yeah. Uh, so when you look at your role, how many hours do you typically spend in the business, like the job, and then how many on the business for strategy and planning and stuff like that?
So, 50-50 split, considering I am the only one in the business right now. I actually have some really beautiful partnerships coming in. And actually,
Nice.
I should that isn't, fully true because I do have incredible partnership with an apothecary in Pennsylvania. And
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, it's a husband and wife team. They're incredible. So they already had an apothecary and cafe, and I essentially, um, it's not, they helped me. They're essentially my co-manufacturer and 3PL.
Okay.
So they extract based on my formulations. They extract, bottle, label, and fulfill for me.
Oh, wow.
So
That is nice.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
you're
hands
at least you
off.
have like that. Yeah, I was gonna say at least you have that like taken care of. Like you don't have to even worry about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and even with that, like the margins are still pretty good. We have like a really fair partnership.
Nice. How did you meet them? Did you meet them in person first or was it like an online type of interaction?
It was online. I was looking for, a manufacturer for these, and because, I'm pretty alternative and crunchy, I wanted it to be as sustainable as possible. And, warehouse manufacturing companies, that's not exactly their thing. So I thought
Right.
to look up boutique apothecaries. And the route I took was like, you know, Googling white labeling, like is white labeling tinctures. That's not what these are. These are my, original blends. But that's kind of how I found them. So their
Nice.
niche is working with functional medicine doctors
Oh,
and
nice. Cool.
yeah, formulating blends mainly for like specific ailments.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm like, how does one get into that too? Like,
Through
amazing.
your own, as most
Like just being
businesses are
curious,
born,
basically.
you if something that doesn't exist and you need it, what do?
You create it.
You create it. So that's what happened over there.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's cool. And I like how you met them online and it wasn't like you had to go in person and like talk to them and like blah blah blah. Because sometimes the online relationships form better than being in person. Because some
Oh
people are just
yeah.
mm.
We have no reason to meet monthly. We do it for like just, founder to founder and friendship.
Like that. That's cool. So before we get into the nitty gritty of the business itself, let's take a look at your background and a little about what led you here. So why did you choose to go into business for yourself as opposed to like trying to work for someone else maybe that already had this going?
So, as far as I know, Um, no company is doing, what I'm doing, hence why it
One of
exists.
one.
There's some, there's one apothecary that's probably our only direct competitor, and they're using traditional Japanese herbs. Um,
Ooh.
so the way that it started out is in 2018, I stopped drinking to heal a gut issue. And
Oh,
by the time that I was healthy enough to start reintroducing alcohol, I noticed that it wasn't having the same effect. Like it wasn't as
like it
fun.
wasn't as enjoyable. Yeah.
My vibe had changed. Something changed. I won't pretend to know the neurochemistry or metaphysics of it,
Right.
but it just wasn't a solution for me anymore. And at the same time, I was tending to my mother. She had early onset dementia and at that point was bedridden. And I could
Oh,
tell that she had pain. But my dad's actually a doctor, so we grew up with pharmaceuticals. I mean, we had practically a pharmacy in our kitchen cabinet. And
you're like,
and
we're
so
good for everything.
and everything is like if you've ever seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding with the Windex for everything, that was like my
Yeah.
dad with ibuprofen and amoxicillin. So there's no wonder that I had gut issues. But
Oh,
anyway,
right.
I started looking for herbal alternatives for like pain management, not just for my
Okay.
mom, but for me, because even though I wasn't drinking, I still had, social anxieties and stress and tension and all of that.
Yeah.
I needed a solution. And so I actually prayed a very non-dogmatic prayer and received like a message that is the plants are there for you. And then I set out to understand what that meant. And so I
Hmm.
just Googled like herbs for stress relief, herbs for pain, uh, alcohol alternative herbalism. And I found kava. Um, and so I'd carry around a little bottle of kava with me around.
So
And
what
just
is
like
kava?
kava is a root from Polynesia. It's
Oh,
been it's been used ceremoniously by the natives of those islands for centuries, and they use it as like a community community connecting beverage. So anytime they have any conflict, they'll sit down with kava. If they're meeting with a neighboring tribe, sit down with kava. Celebrations, sit down with kava.
okay. That's interesting. And I'm learning new things today that I wouldn't have learned in school. So that's really cool.
That's what we're here for.
I love that. So as you look back on your journey so far, have there been any memorable roadblocks or hurdles that you were challenged with and you were forced to overcome?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest ones is initially it was the fact that people didn't understand what I was doing. I mean, one person asked me, "How's your food truck going?" I was
Oh,
like,
you're like, that's not what I'm doing, huh?
so that just highlighted like yeah, the obstacle of consumer awareness. Like there was going to be a lot of I understood that there was going to be a lot of like customer
Confusion.
education. And then the
Hmm.
second one was these some of these plants that we use are considered high risk by payment processors. So we got kicked off of PayPal, Stripe, Shopify payments and had to find a high risk processor.
Like what?
Yeah.
And is it just because like you're using the herbs or like
It's
what?
the herbs. Yeah, the herbs have varying regulations in different regions. And so the big ones, it's too much of a headache to keep track of what regulation is what where. And so they
Right.
just do a blanket, no
Oh,
kava, no kana.
dang.
Yeah.
That's wild. So I'm like,
We
of
won't
course
get
that's what
we
it is. They're like, they want to shove all the medicine down your throat. That's why. They're
Wow.
like,
I was
we
about to
don't want,
say,
yes, they're like, we don't want you to have the actual natural stuff that will really heal you. Yes, girl, I'm on the same wavelength.
I was gonna say we won't even get into the conspiracy of it all, but I have a blog up. I
Right? It's
have a
like, that's a
blog up.
whole, oh, I don't, let me know, because send that to me, because I'll look through it. I'll be all on it. I'll post on my Instagram. I love reading through things like that, because I'm like, why would God put these things on earth for us to have if they weren't good? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But then like we're supposed to listen to the doctors who are creating medicine out of what?
Out of what? Plants. I'm not sure if we were talking, I was talking about this last night, that most pharmaceuticals are derived from plant compounds. So they'll study the plant compounds and how they work and then synthesize them. And that's our medicine. Instead of,
I'm like, just give me the plant.
that's where I'm at.
Give me directions on how to make it work for me. And then yeah, like
We
that's
used to
all we
have that
need.
knowledge passed down. Like it doesn't matter where you're from, what your ethnic makeup is, your ancestors use plants as medicine.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish like families they would have kept passing it down instead of just being like, oh yeah, we'll just go to the store and buy this because it works faster or like it's already made whatever. But
Mhm.
man, it's so crazy how the world has changed and like it's almost like we become lazy in that type of factor, you know? Because why don't like everyone could just go and look it up if they want to, but we choose not to. We just go to the store and go buy it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So let's move on to and talk about what makes your business so special. So, what makes your business unique, and how do you communicate what makes your business stand out against competition that you may have? Because we don't even know. Like you're definitely the first that I've heard of. So I don't know of any other one.
I think that it comes down to our blends. So the plant combinations that we use have a really special synergy that I've just, figured out by trial and error and what I call kitchen witching, just testing things out, listening to my body and also to plants talk. They talk to you. Um, so I think that's what sets us apart, and also that we're using global plants. We're not niching down into any specific tradition, and I think that's really special.
Yeah, yeah, I like that because then like you get a variety of different, I guess, effects, right?
Mm-hmm. Effects, and then
Yeah,
also something cool that we got to see through the Cater Bar is like it was essentially getting paid to do our own market research. And so we
right. Because
got
you're
to
like,
see.
I don't know anyone that's had this, but please try this.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. It's incredible to see how every body is different and how people can re people react to the same blend in different ways. And then having
Yeah,
the after, serving thousands and thousands of drinks, there's a pattern recognition that started to happen where I was like, oh, based on this person's frame, body type, facial features, skin tone, just the way that they're speaking, you can kind of tell their neurochemistry. And I started to be able to kind of predict and suggest which plants or blends may affect a person in a certain way.
cool. How do you know, like, well, I guess like you've tried it, but like, how do you know, like when you have like the right combination? Is it just like a feeling that you like are feeling with them, or what? Like, could you kind of like explain that?
The right combination of plants, like
Yeah,
for a person, I would say,
yeah.
this is is it intuition or is it pattern recognition, right? Or maybe
Oh,
is it a bit of both? But two questions that I ask whenever I'm serving is how do you feel right now and how do you want to feel? And then I'll base it off of that because I understand the pharmacology of I've gone deep
mm-hmm.
into the pharmacology, physiology of all of the plants I use. But then if somebody like messages me online and has like a very specific use case. Let's say, for example, a mom emailed me, her son was going to college. He doesn't drink, but he has social anxieties. Which blend
Mm,
would be best for him? And then as I investigated further, he was on certain medications, which are contraindications to a couple plants. And at the end of it, I was like, this is the blend for him.
that's cool. How you can just decipher that based on like the information that's being told to you. Like, that's so cool.
It's my favorite part of the business is like
Yeah.
speaking to people and finding solutions to help them feel better in their experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is one thing that you wish more people knew about your business?
How adaptogens work, that plants are here to help us and we should be utilizing them and to get curious.
Yeah. Hopefully, whoever watches this, they'll get more curious because I feel like our conversation has been very like very into it. We've even gone like off course and talked about a little other things, but I love whenever my conversations go like this. It's like the best podcast turnout. So this is actually it's going to lead me into marketing, which is something that's vital for every business, and you actually have a little bit of a background in it. So I am always curious what successful businesses are doing. Do you know what percentage of your monthly sales is typically invested back into your marketing budget?
Yeah, it's 50%. It's pretty much
Nice.
hmm
I was like, I've had a lot of people tell me like it's only like 1% or like less than 10. I've had a lot of people say like less than 10%. And I was like, you guys need to work on your marketing. That's why no one knows.
Yeah, I mean, just the stage we're at, that's where it all needs to go.
Yeah, especially since social media is so big now, like with TikTok, Instagram, all the things. I'm just like, yeah, y'all need to get more out there, even if it's just a quick little like video, like, I don't know, just something like saying, come by or whatever. Like, just do that.
I get the block. I mean, for me, it's perfectionism, especially with a background.
I'm like, I was going to school for art and like I hated our days whenever we would get critiqued because I would be like, I don't even feel like I'm done. Like I know I'm not done. So why do we have to get critiqued by other people and hear what they have to say? Like it is good for me to hear like the feedback, like maybe get like more ideas from other people to add. But then I would be like, some people would be so harsh. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even want you to see it.
I know. That's something I've had to work on. I think it's our
Yeah.
like creative sensitivity is like, oh, by feedback, I meant compliments.
Yeah. Like be a little nicer. But
But
then
no,
there were
it's
some
great to build
people.
that muscle.
Yeah, and then there were some people, it was like they just didn't want to say anything mean. I don't know if they were just like nervous or scared of people in the class, but they would always would say something nice. Like there was nothing bad ever coming out of their mouth. I'd be,
Aw.
I'd be like, you're so nice, thank you.
Or is it because they didn't want harsh feedback either?
Probably. Because like, yeah, there was one kid in my class, he was super harsh. And I would be like, your stuff doesn't even look that great. So who are you to be saying anything?
A future creative director, that's who he is.
Killer of dreams. That's what he was. That's what it is. Oh my gosh. So what do you think is the number one marketing strategy, that has brought you the most business?
It's been podcasts.
Really? That's
Yeah,
cool.
podcasts and a few features that we've had recently. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, every time uh a larger podcast airs, it leads to sales,
Right, you're
which is
like it's
incredible.
better.
What's that?
Yeah. I said it's like it gets better, like more people will notice and like recognize you.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
what's cool about that is like with podcasts, there's actually quite a bit of friction, especially if
Mm-hmm.
it's because there's no link throughs, right? Or like
Mm-hmm.
you typically are listening while you're doing something else, and so you need to retain. Like I just think about okay, one podcast I was on aired on NPR, so it's people literally like in their cars or out in the world had to
Right.
retain the unique name alternative, go home, search it, figure out what the heck it was, and then order.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'll drive past businesses and I'll be like, what is that? Because I've never heard of it. Or like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just like very curious. So I'll just like go search it real quick and then go to their website. And I'm like, this is actually something I've been interested in and been trying to look for or find. So I'm like, yes, I need to take a screenshot so I remember
Well,
and go
thank
back to that
goodness
place.
for people like you, for small businesses and emerging
Yes.
businesses.
And then I try to tell my friends because I'll just find I'm just very curious. So then I'll find stuff that like my friends have talked about, and I'll be like, "Girl, I just found this for you. You better go and get on the website and do this or like whatever it is." Like I'm like, yeah, everyone needs to know this.
You're like a real life ads algorithm.
Yes, I just love to tell people all the time, even if it's just something so small. Like even yesterday, I had a interview with the co-founder of Happy Hopper. Have you heard of that?
Happy Hopper. I'm not, no, I
It's
don't
a
think so.
it's an app and like you can go on there and it'll show you the best like food deals and drink deals and like you can use it anywhere across the US, like anywhere.
Oh,
And I
that's
was like, what?
awesome.
So I went on my Instagram. I said, yo, y'all better download this because I'm about to download it and be getting all the drink and food deals now. It was really cool. So you mentioned you didn't have any team members. Sorry, can't speak. But I do feel it is important to discuss the topic of building a great team. So in the future, how would you approach hiring and retaining team members?
It starts with alignment. So I'm looking for people who understand the whole concept and are excited about it. I think for me, internal motivation, like that impetus, especially as a creative, like that inspiration to do, come like I need it spurs from alignment, right? Being
Hmm.
aligned with either the values or the purpose or the mission. And so I'm looking for people who share that.
I like that. Do you have like, would you take anyone who doesn't really know a lot about this world and like kind of train them to be a employee or anything? Or would you kind of want someone who already is like in this world and like knows what they're doing and then kind of like work with them in that way?
I've had 5 interns over the past few years, and I may need to reconsider what I just said about alignment because the ones who weren't very into wellness, had no idea about herbalism or plants, were my best interns. And the ones who, reached out, personal email, I read your story, it moved me. I'm so excited about this. Please consider me. Were the ones who dropped off.
And
Or
it's like wild because like you were so interested, but then now you're not. Like what?
something I noticed, and this is something that I'll likely post on LinkedIn, is that my new rule is you must be currently enrolled in school because
I like
the
that.
ones that were so excited at the beginning, were 26, 27, like in between careers or not sure what to do. And once you're
Mm,
out of the framework of school, motivation, discipline, time management, all of those things kind of fall away. And if you're, at that place and you're out of school and not in a career, there's likely a reason for that.
yeah. That's very smart. I was like, now that you're like, I need to go back and actually rethink. Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
So let's fast forward and look at what's to come next. So where do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
We are currently lighting up all the sales channels. And so what I see is finding a couple that work and really investing into those, as well as getting on some independent retailer shelves. I really love small business, and there's quite a network. NA is NA the non-alcoholic industry is experiencing a boom. So there's all of
It
these,
is.
yeah, there's all these like zero proof bottle shops popping up around the nation.
Yeah. And I've just seen like more and more just like non-alcoholic drinks popping up in even in the alcohol store, which I'm like, that's nice because like you said, like you used to be a partier in high school. Literally,
Hmm.
whenever you were telling your story, I was like, this was my life. Like I literally was a partier in high school, went to college, partied. That's when I gained like after it wasn't freshman 15, it was like freshman 20,
Oh
just from
gosh.
drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like after college, I was just like, I stopped drinking. Like and I lost all the weight, thank God, because I was bloated. Like people just don't know how bloated you get when you drink alcohol. So I'm like, go look at my old pictures. You'll be like, oh yeah. But
Well, your body cannot your body stops metabolization of
yeah,
food and anything else until it metabolizes alcohol.
right. And I had no idea. And it's funny because whenever I would drink alcohol, I'd be so hungry and I would just eat all the chips. Like I'd be like, yeah, give me every little snack. Yeah, I was like, that's why. That's all why. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I was just like, let's step away from that. And I've felt better than anything. I'm like, why did I even start drinking? Like, just because everyone made it seem like it was fun. That was it.
That's really it. It's especially for millennials, it's ingrained in our culture. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually doing this like little personal investigation into why alcohol is part of the millennial identity.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah, because
it's
I'm like, everyone wanted to be like a promoter for like these bars and stuff. And like, of course, like alcohol is involved. Like, so you're like, yeah, like, and I'm like,
always
that's just,
glorified. If you just think back on some of our, as a generation's most popular movies, our music, shot, shot, shot,
mm-hmm.
shot, shot,
Yeah,
shot, shot. That's
all of them. Like, it's so funny. It is
That's,
funny to think back on that. It's like, yeah, they literally were like pushing it, like
oh
go
yeah.
out and drink, like go to the clubs, like it's so fun. Even the movies, like Honey made it seem like the club was gonna be fun and there's gonna be dancing. That's not at all what the club is
Project
like.
X.
Yes. It's funny, when I was in high school, that's when that movie came out. I think I was like a junior, I think.
Mhm.
And someone tried to throw a Project X party, and then we were on our way to it, but the police had already showed up
Shut it
and
down.
shut it down. And we were like, dang, we were almost there.
We
But
had a
it's just
couple
wild. I
projects.
bet
Well,
you're
you
through
can
some of them, huh?
maybe we can call it Project V, like one step before Project X. Like wasn't quite that big, but
That I remember one party in high school. It's funny because I'm like all the bad parties I swear happened in high school, but there was this one kid's house we all went to. The house was packed, like from wall to wall was just packed. And then the police showed up, and we're all high schoolers, so like we're not supposed to have this alcohol. And it's funny because all the alcohol was like his parents' alcohol. So
mm,
the police show up. There's so many people there. They like let us go, but like they made them pour out every single alcohol bottle. They're like, there were so many people there. They were like jumping the back fence. The back fence broke. Like it was wild. It was it was wild.
yeah, it's funny
That's one of the most wild parties I've been to.
as you speak, there's like, my
All the
own
memories.
memories are popping up. And it's funny because
I'm
it's
like,
like
did we go to the same school? No, we were. You're in Florida. I'm in Illinois. But it's so funny how like you tell these stories and it's just like, oh my god, like I kind of experienced something like that.
yeah, it's a shared experience.
Well, this has actually been a really interesting story. I have loved talking to you. But as we wrap up, I do have a few rapid fire questions. Are you ready for those?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay. What is the key to success for you?
Resilience and self-regulation.
What is one piece of advice that you have for other business owners?
Let it be easy. Don't
I like
stress so
that.
much.
That one. Do you have a book or a podcast that you are reading or listening to right now?
Oh, I'm reading Let My People Go Surfing, which is by the
Oh,
founder of Patagonia.
nice. Look, I'm about to look that up later. And then this is kind of a fun question. If you had a bit of magic dust and you could choose one spot of your business to sprinkle it, where would that be?
The consumer education part of marketing. Can
Yeah.
I just implant into everybody what plants do and how we should use them?
I'm like, they just need to start, like, just teach us in school, like, why can't that just be a class? Because that
Because
would
there's
be
not a
so much,
lot of money
like,
in that,
starting
my friend.
from, you're right. I'm like, there
Mhm.
needs to be. I'm like, this is so wild. Like, everyone would just be so much better if we would just learn these things growing up. Like, besides from our parents. Like, I'm like, I need this in school. I need it in a school. I hope someone who is in the educational world, you guys hear this because it needs to be in school. Okay.
You know what? Any teacher out there, if send me an email, I'll send you a bottle.
Yes. Please, you guys, reach out. So before we get to the final question of the day, would you please share with our audience how they can follow you, learn more, and contact you?
Yeah, so the business name is Alter, like prayer altar native. So ALTARNATIVE. So we're at alternative.com. On across socials, it's alternative bar. You can find us there.
So the last question of the day it is what is most inspiring to you today?
Oh, the messages I get from customers.
I bet because they're probably like, you changed my life. Like I wish someone would message me saying like I changed their life, but I love that.
It's really just as simple as, I was skeptical. I brought this blend out with me. I was dancing all night. I felt so good.
Aw, that's good. Cause yeah, because there are other people I forgot you were talking about with social anxiety. I feel like I'm getting a little now as I'm getting older. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm like there's people with the social anxiety and like they need those things. We actually, me and my boyfriend, we were watching the new episodes of My Strange Addiction, and there's a girl on there that she has like really bad social anxiety, and you can just see it. Like it was just very awkward. I'm like, you need to reach out to her because she might need your herbs. But yeah, or hopefully she sees this and she reaches out to you because like it was just like it was so bad. Like, and I hated watching it for her because I felt it for her, and I was like, oh no, girl, like
What was the
that's not.
addiction? Do you
I'll tell
remember?
you after. I'll tell you after the podcast.
Okay, fair enough, fair
It's
enough.
not. Yeah, that's not one to talk about on the podcast.
And
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. But this has definitely, it's been a great conversation. I have really enjoyed hearing your story. So thank you for sharing it, Yasmin. And also, I encourage all of you that are watching to save this show and come back and watch it again because Yasmin really did have some great insights for business. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications every time a new conversation drops, just like this one. Thank you to everyone who joined us today, and a special thank you to you, Yasmin, for being here with us. We really appreciate it.
thank you, Jada.